Now, whilst the pygmy hog-sucking louse is in decline, it's up and away for ferrets. So tell me, how does a ferret build an airliner? Yes.
Really weaselly.
Oh! Oh, no! I'm sorry. We got that before you. Oh, dear.
If it's any consolation, I was seconds behind.
Boeing used them.
What? Sorry?
Boeing used ferrets.
To build a plane?
To help build the plane, not to build the whole plane, obviously.
They don't put that in the ads, do they?
No. But they're not ashamed of it. And actually, they were used for the wedding of Charles and Diana, for the Millennium Party in the Park, for various...
Do they, what, for looking for things?
No.
Their fur?
No.
Is it, you want to get something down a very long tunnel, you tie it tight to the...
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. That's precisely what it is, Alan. You use it for wiring, and it happily goes through the narrowest of spaces, and it's encouraged, it comes out the other end, and you've got the wire through the space. It was used by Boeing right up until the 1960s, and...
It's a brilliant idea.
Isn't it? It's very clever. Anyway, they are now the third most popular pet in America after cats and dogs. They welcome you when you come back from a day's work, like puppies. They're very like puppies.
Come in.
Yeah, they're thrilled to see you. They're very pleased to see you.
Do they run up your trousers, though?
Well, the trouser business is interesting. I mean, there are people who claim that this is a Yorkshire sport of having ferrets in your trousers, but no one's quite sure whether it really is. It's become one, but it kind of started as a hoax in a famous interview that some old...
It's always in sitcoms in the 70s.
Exactly.
Someone with a ferret.
It's not ferret up your trousers, that's right. They're used now for pet therapy because they are very pleasing, friendly animals.
You mean they sit opposite you on a chair and...
talk you through your problems.
And how does that make you feel?
Yeah. And interacting with them apparently reduces your stress hormones. It's helpful for the elderly, the depressed, and children recovering from severe illnesses, and they're used for that. So, get a ferret. Who dies if they don't have sex for a year?
Oh, is it Russell Brand?
Yeah, you were. He so doesn't begin with a J. Jo Brand does, but she may die.
No, it's 2 years before Jo Brand dies.
Yeah, exactly.
I suspect it's not a human.
Correctly Correctington.
It's something...
An animal with...
It is from the animal...
I actually conducted an experiment many years ago to see if you could survive a year. And I'm happy to tell you that, yes, you can.
I was worried your experiment was going to be that you'd had sex with a variety of animals.
It wasn't clear to me that it was you. It sounded to me like you had someone in a room locked up for a year just to see if they would die without sex.
They were the control.
They were the control. Yeah.
Well, you were freely roaming.
Yes. Yeah. And as it turned out, neither of us had sex.
No.
Could you not have saved each other by having sex with one another?
I think if you put someone in a room and then you have sex with them, that's a crime.
Oh, right. So it's an animal and it's going to begin with J.
Well, yes, though the species of animal doesn't begin with J.
Right.
It's just the particular gender begins with a J. It's a furry mammal, often kept as a pet. Okay. And the male...
Dog, rabbit, hamster, gerbil.
Cat.
You were with the
gerbil.
Guinea pig.
Closer with gerbil.
Is it...
A ferret.
A ferret.
Ferret.
Now, what's a male ferret called?
Jeff.
He might be. They begin with H. They're called a hob.
A hob?
But a female is called a...
Jenny?
Not a Jenny, but it might as well be, almost.
It's a Julia.
Jennifer?
No.
A June. Judy.
Jolene.
It's not Jolene. That would be so pleasing.
Jane.
No, it's a Jill.
How do we not get Jill?
A hob and a Jill. Who knows why these...
A hob and a Jill.
Yeah, these are medieval
go.
assignations. It's extraordinary, isn't
Sounds like a dance.
And what happens on... is it literally on day 365 they just explode?
Well, in
It's a leap year! Come on!
In midsummer, they become estrous. They're on heat.
Right.
The poor Jill, the poor female ferret...
Jill Ferret.
Jill Ferret, yeah. And if she doesn't have sex, she carries on producing estrogen. She gets aplastic anemia and dies.
So she
she's gotta
basically
have sex.
boils to death of heat?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, so
And
what
gets
you have to do
tiny.
if you have a pet female ferret is either spay her...
Yes, I was going to say, yeah.
Treat her,
It would be
treat
the
her.
ultimate sacrifice. Find a hob for her.
Find a hob for you.
And then cook her on...
Sorry,
can give injections. You can give injections.
It's easier to have sex with them, really.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's going to take away some of the pride in the conquest from the male ferret, you know, towards the end of the summer.
The male ferret is very ferocious. They have a hooked penis.
Yes, do they have a bone in there?
They don't like a badger. It's a good thing.
Or a
It's
bear.
a hook, really. So it's up to the male then to unhook himself when he's satisfied. He also bites the back of the neck of the
Sounds
female.
like fun.
Sounds like Russell Brand.
Come here, love.
So, yeah, there's your ferret. And it comes from the Latin ferruta, which means...
Have sex with me or die.
It means, actually, little thief. Yeah, they're always nicking things.